episode of Canada Relocation Series, and today we're talking about what to bring along when you're relocating to Canada from your home country. Yes, I'm excited. I think so many people always have this question like, what do I bring, what do I not to bring? And that's why I'm doing a two more episode, guys. Two more episode. So the first one is what to bring when you're relocating to Canada, and the second one is what not to bring when you're relocating to Canada. I want you to share from my own experience of what I brought that makes sense and what I brought that did not make sense. So here is it. I have my phone here. I'm going to be looking downward because I kind of put in everything that I have so that I don't forget anything, and I'm also going to add some other tips to it. So congratulations on your COPR. Woo! That's what you're waiting for after the IPO, after you complete all of the documents. The next thing you're waiting for is a COPR, which is confirmation of permanent resident. Excuse me. The feeling, I remember that same day. It's just so funny that I didn't capture all those days. But anyways, I remember that day my husband had to travel to another city to go grab, our stamped passport. And I was so my mom was all there. I was at home that day. My mom was all there. I was like, I mean, where are you? Got it and all of that. And we was like, calm down. When I get home, talk about it. And when he got home, we literally, I was so happy. It was so good to see on our passport, our visa stamped. Amazing, right? So congratulations, and next start preparing for it. Now that you have your visa, now that you have your COPR, the next thing you want to prepare if you're coming from your home country is what should I bring, what am I not to bring, and all of that. And I'm going to be answering all of the questions right in this video. Okay, I'm really excited. I can share your joy. Okay, so the first thing you should do is actually book your flight. This one is non-negotiable. Even if you're not traveling tomorrow, if you're not traveling next month, after you receive your COPR or after you receive your visa, it's very important you take advantage of this thing that people call is when you book ahead, you save a lot of money. And that's what we did during our own time. We booked ahead. So we booked ahead 6 months ahead of the time that we're going to travel with myself and my husband. We check the calendar. We look at the day that is good for us. We, confirm a lot of things. Like our family member asked them, is it a good time? Like me traveled in January. Yeah. So we literally picked a date that was good, that, we're just good. I mean, everything about us is good, then we decided to book our flight, go on the website. What we did was we booked Egypt Air from Nigeria to Canada. Do I really like it? Well, I kind of like it. I really don't have any bad experience about the flight. I know people have come online to say that this flight that they took, or this flight that they took, or this particular company, they didn't treat them well. They kind of that was some experience. I mean, Egypt was very good for me. Apart from the fact that when we got to Egypt, we had to we had to stay for about 5 hours before our journey continued. I think that was the only thing different, but every other thing was good. The food is okay. I know the food is okay. It was good, but most importantly, it was cheap. So for the family of 4, even though my daughter was less than 2 years at that point, my son was above 2 years. So we literally paid for myself, my husband, and my son, and we paid 6,000 USD, not card, 6,000 USD. Quite a lot of money. I know some of my friends that came after we came, they have the same, family orientation. They have husband, wife, they have a son, and they have a baby boy who was less than 2. I think they paid about 10K grand. So the fast, I mean, if you're able to book ahead, if you know that you can actually book ahead, you have time to stay, you're going to be saving yourself a lot of money. Okay, so let's go to, after you book your flight, now this is the time for you to start preparing. I'm sure the next thing on your mind that what do I need to buy? Now, before you start thinking about what to buy, I will start with number 1 thing you need to prepare is important document. This one is non-negotiable, and what a document I think you should actually bring along before you buy all the food or the clothing or the hair. This one is very, very important. Number one, your birth and your marriage certificate. So your birth certificate, you should go look for it. If you don't have your birth certificate, you want to go look for it. Your marriage certificate, that one is non-negotiable. You should also have your marriage certificate with you. Then number three thing that I would advise that you bring is you also bring your academic certificate and your transcript. Yes, you're not sure. I'm not saying that you might need it immediately, but you never know. You never know. So please go look for your academic transcript, have it scanned, have it scanned on your document. You don't have to have all of the hard copy, right? But if you have the hard copy, good for you. Another thing again is that if you have any professional licenses from your home country, maybe internationally recognized or not, please still do bring them along. You never know. You never know, right? Another thing again you should also bring along is your driver's license and your driving record. I think these actually save people tons of time. So for example, before I left Nigeria, I didn't start driving. I have no driver's license. But my husband, on the other hand, has been driving for years. And when before we relocated, he makes sure that he has his driver extract, driver license, driving history. I think all of that is just encapsulated into your driver's license extract. And with that, he was able to submit it when we got to Canada. And instead of him taking instead of him taking it kind of fastened the process of him getting to start driving. Unlike me, that I just started driving last year. My husband started driving even from the first year that we landed. So if you have a good driver's license, or you have a good driver's history, you should actually bring it along. So another thing that haven't done that, then let's go to the main demand, which is a lot of people are looking out for. What should I bring? What did you bring? So number one thing is that I prioritize food. Food is very, very important, because I know moving to a new country comes with different challenges, and really food shouldn't be part of the challenge. I know it will take me a while. It will literally take anybody a while to get used to the entire system, the work, the family, the everything, the community, the society. But one thing you don't want it to affect you is food. Even if you're going through situations, make sure that you are full. So what I make sure is I spend a lot of time bringing some food, and Canada is not objected to you bringing your local food. I think the only thing they don't want you to bring, and that's what I'm talking about, and things you should never try to bring, but all the drive. So what I did was I shopped for food, starting from my children, because I had a baby at that time. So at that time, my daughter takes pap, and cereal and a particular type of milk. So I was able to I make that batch of milk of pap for my daughter. For my son also prefer the kind of cereal. I make sure that the one I know that they will literally tolerate before they get used to what is going on here in Canada. Another thing that I also shop for food for my family as well. So some of the food that I shop for, in fact, I still have loads of them. Maybe one thing is that when I'm done recording this video, I'll film them, in a separate video. So I actually brought some food like yam flour, gari. These are my local food that I know that, okay, if I don't eat it for a while, my face can be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I make sure I brought them. Another thing that I shop for is I shop for spices, that I'm used to, the kind of Maggi that I'm used to. I also shop for dry pepper, locust beans. Things that are very particular to my own family, my own local dialect. I don't want to get to a new country and start I'm hungry. I don't want to be hungry. So I make sure that I purchase some of those stuff that I really, really I'm used to, while I also have in the mind that I will get settled with things. Some of the things I also got, I got spaghetti, I brought Indomie noodles, I got in fact I bought a particular a little rice, I know there's rice in Canada, but I purchased rice. I'm not going to even lie. I got it's not so much, I'm not saying a bag of rice. I think just maybe 2, 3 Congos, something for us to get settled on. Another thing again that I bought food beans. What else can I remember? Beans. Then another thing that I did was I also fried some chicken and some meat. But one thing is I make sure they are iced, because you don't, just for because of biosecurity measures. You get what I mean? Like for biosecurity measures, some of this fresh food are not advised, but these are things I actually brought. I brought a lot of food. In fact, what I did was that because weight, like the capacity, our luggage is actually a lot. Like my husband has 46 kg, I have 46 kg, my daughter has 46 kg, my son has 46 kg, my husband has 46 kg, and I do. So that's a lot. So what we did was we dedicated, one of the kids' bag for just food, for cereal, for dry food, for things that I know that might actually spoil, And another thing that I did again was I cargoed some of the food like that are very bulk in size. I cargo them, so I use a shipping company to actually cargo some of these things down to Canada. Okay, so food is very, very important. Please don't negotiate on food. That food is very important. And I think there are also like their travel advisory guidelines that you can actually look up online to see if there's anything updated, because I know they constantly update some of those things based on public health measures or biosecurity measures. Okay, so another thing that I also bought to Canada is clothes. I am Nigerian, and in Nigeria we spend naira, and I know that moving to Canada where they spend Canadian dollar is going to be a lot of differential gap. Like for example, back then, like $10, $10 Canadian dollars is equivalent to about over 10,000 naira. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to get there, and I'm being shocked by price, because I've had people say, oh, they got this small top even though I'm not in that economy now, they got this small top for like $50. I'm like, in Nigeria you will definitely get this like 5,000 naira, and you're wondering $50, and you convert that like a 50,000 naira. I'm like, this small top, never. So I also purchased lots of clothing for myself, my husband, for my children, and it was worth it, even though I overshopped some of them. But I think it's good that I have them in excess. So for something like, I got something like jeans for myself, my husband, for my daughter, for my son. So we got jeans in different variants. In fact, my husband still has some jeans in his wardrobe or in his closet that he hasn't even opened. Like, to think about how much we shop for jeans. I shop for jeans, I shop for tops. Another thing that I did was I saw some of my traditional wears, because even though I'll talk about it later when in my second episode, like in my second video. Yes, I shopped for like clothing for my children, and when I was shopping for the kids, because I know that the children usually outgrow them so fast. So what I did was I shopped like 2 sizes or a size upper. So for my son, I was shopping something higher, because I was like, he needs to wear them. And the funny thing is, some of these things that I got for my son actually very good, and he's even still wearing them till now. Like, like Canada is seasonal, so you can actually wear particular clothes for a longer time, because before you know it is summer, or before you know it is winter, you won't have to wear the clothes again. So I also saw traditional attire for my family. So we saw some traditional attire, which I'm still wearing, and my husband is still wearing, but the kids are not wearing theirs again because they've outgrown it. But my son has a lot of, I feel like it looks like waste of money for him, right? Because some of these clothes, like the tops are good, but the trousers are now very short. So if you want to shop clothing, I think yes, but don't overshop. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't overshop for clothing, because when you get here, you find out that some of those big bogus clothes, nobody's wearing them, and you're the only one looking so strange. Like, everybody will know where you're coming from, because they will know you by your clothes. So another thing that I also got for myself is I also got some underclothing. I also got some intimate wears, like my underwears, panties, bras, boxers. I got lots of them, In fact, some of these I also got was like, I also got wigs. No, this wig is not from Nigeria. So many of my wigs are actually from Nigeria. Even the one I still wearing, apart from this one product, I got them. Even my foundation, my cosmetics, I got a lot of cosmetics for myself. In fact, for the first 1 year, I didn't have any reason to go to any drugstore or any makeup store to get anything, because I brought them from Nigeria. My daughter, also because my daughter is making her hair, I also got a lot of hair accessories for my daughter, and she still have loads and loads of them till today. I'm really excited that I got them, because if I'm going to purchase them even in Canadian economy, it's really a lot. It's expensive, but it's not too much because you're not earning the country, right? But it's still like I'm still happy that I got them literally. So clothing, accessories, things that you need, your personal belongings, please don't leave them back home. Because I hear people say that, oh, they have fine wig but they left them at home. Please don't do that. Don't do that, because if you want to make your hair or you want to buy that exact wig there in the Canadian economy, I don't want to talk about it. It's really expensive. So another thing that I also brought is like photos, things that remind you of home. For example, my wedding album. When we were living in Nigeria, I remember myself and my husband, we did a dedicated we did a dedicated photo shoot section because we wanted to have memories. You know, we took pictures of our family, we brought them with us. We didn't leave them back in Nigeria. We didn't leave them. Yes. Another thing that I bought is I also bought some kitchen utensils. I think I forgot to mention that. I bought some kitchen utensils like pots. Yes, the pot that I'm using today. If you watch any of my video that has any pot, that green pot is from Nigeria, and I've had the pot for yes, they were new. I bought some kitchen utensils like my kids bottle. You know, I also bought some pots. I didn't buy blender. Please don't buy blender. There's blender. Don't bring. I'll talk about it. So I brought those ones like kitchen utensils, spoon, something to just get us going for the first 6 months without us stressing off, because you're still in the mood of converting, right? So another thing that I also brought is that I brought medications for the kids. Yes, for example, in Africa or in Nigeria, we usually have situation of malaria. Even though in Canada there isn't like all those mosquitoes that will actually get you infected with malaria, but I just brought them. I brought them in because I know that the kids, we can still have some of the parasites in our body, and when you get there, they might not understand. They don't understand that there is malaria. So I brought malaria. I brought some multivitamins for the kids, basically for the kids. And I feel like if you have any medicine that you use, you might want to bring some, something enough for you to last for about 1 year if possible. I don't think Canada has any objection to that, so that you can, I think, before you get to know which one works better for you, you wouldn't be under any stress. I'm talking about cultural wear, your shoes. Yes, I brought my shoes, so all my shoes, even though some of them I no longer have reasons to wear them, but I brought my shoes. What did I bring? Anything? Yeah, even your religious items, right? Your Bible, anything, just bring them. Anything you can, as much as your luggage can take it, and most importantly, when you are doing all of this packing, make sure you're marrying. And like I said, see, you're even as much as 46 kg. I don't know the numbers of your family, is a lot. By the time you start feeling them, you'll be shocked that 46 kg fill up so fast. So what I did was, like, you can actually, what I'm suggesting is you can hair cargo or you can sea cargo some of these things, and that will give you enough time to move as many things you want to move. I remember when a friend came visiting us when we landed, and she was like, when we settled down into our house, and she was like, how come, like, you guys look like you've been living here, you've been living in Canada for 6 months. I said, no, I did extra preparation. I shopped because I had a lot of naira in my hand, and when I wasn't ready to convert naira to dollars, so I needed I spend as much as I want to spend and buy reasonable in a good price as well. And I know that inflation is constantly increasing. So what you buy yesterday, you might not see the same price. And that's what I still use for myself. So yeah, literally, that's all you need to bring. Just bring as many things you are comfortable with, you need for yourself, for your spouse, for your children. You can't overshop, you can only undershop, and no worries, there's not even cause for alarm. Whatever you're looking for, you always see it there. You will definitely see it there. So what's the stress? But those are the things I talked about will actually just help you when you're seeing the state of converting, or when you're seeing the state of settling down, so that you're not panicking like myself. I remember our first purchase was a car seat. So we got a car seat for my daughter, and I think my son and my daughter, that cost us about, it's not like $500 or $400. When I converted, that's about 400,000 naira. That was like 400,000 naira, back at home. So it was quite a lot. So it's just for you to ease in. And like I said, you can never overshop. You can never overshop. You can always undershop. So I want you to look out for my next video where I thought about things you never bring.